everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Keisha with Isaac K Creations, and on my channel I'm sharing with you all I can about my sewing journey, some DIY, and just other things I'm doing on this journey of sewing. So in today's video I'm going to share with you my sewing craft table reveal. So if you want to see what table I purchased and a little bit of info about that table, stay tuned. Yeah, so welcome back. If you are a first-time viewer, thank you for tuning in. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to also thank you for tuning in. And again, I am going to go right into this nice table I purchased from Amazon. So I have notes here so I can make sure I stay on track of what I want to share. And I hope that this is very helpful to anyone who's looking to purchase a first craft table or maybe a new crafting and sewing table for your space. So I used to have a table in my room, and it was something that I made with my dad's help so a couple years ago. And when I transitioned my sewing space to my room where I'm actually sitting in right now, the table itself was too big for my space. So I knew that at some point I needed to downsize my table so that I had enough room to walk around my table and walk around my space freely and not feel so constrained and tight. So I had been looking online for a very long time. I was looking at different ideas for tables from IKEA. I was on Target's website. I went to Amazon 1,000 times, and I finally locked in and purchased this table here, and it's called the Melcom Height Adjustable Craft Table. And when I purchased this table from Amazon around the Christmas holiday, it was about $170-ish. And when I put this table together, it was so easy. It was very easy to put together. It took me about 3 hours in total, and I had to actually purchase a power tool to help make this assembly go by much smoothly. So the table itself came with an L wrench, which I will show you here, which you typically get when you are putting together, or when you purchase a piece of furniture or decor item that requires assembly. You'll get the basic things you need. However, as I worked on my table, the L wrench was starting to become a little hard on my fingers. This had a lot of screws, so I had to eventually, I decided in the middle of me working on this table assembly to go and purchase a cordless screwdriver, or rather an electric screwdriver. I wanted to get a drill, but when I went to Home Depot, the drill sets themselves were not quite what I wanted to spend in terms of expenses right now. So I went ahead and just purchased this really quick and easy electric screwdriver, which cost about $30 from Home Depot. So it did come with some drill bits too. However, I was not certain that the drill bits that were included in the kit were going to be big enough to continue working on my table. So I went ahead and purchased this set of drill bits here, which are I think a 40 count for like $9. So I ended up spending about $40 in total just to kind of finish off my table. And I'm happy about the drill set, or the screwdriver set, because it's something I will also be using, you know, in other places around my home. So I thought that was a pretty good investment. But yeah, so the assembly was very easy. It took about 3 hours. And again, you don't have to have the power tool. You can use what they give you in the box. However, to speed up the process you probably want to invest in maybe having a drill on hand or an electric screwdriver. So let's get into some of the features of this fabulous table, which I just actually love. So it is 57 inches in length. The height of this table ranges from 33 inches to 40, and the width of this table is 35 inches and a half. It does have two sides that fold down, which help you create some space in your room. So if you want to work on your floor and the table's taking up some space, you can fold the sides down, and then you're able to use your space on your floor. Or if you want to just use one side and still have some more space on the other side, you can take one of the sides of the table down, and you can have the other side, you know, to work on. So it is quite a great space saver. It also is height adjustable, so you can adjust the height on this table as well, which makes it also really, really great. And it has wheels, of course, so you're able to, well, not of course, but it has wheels, so you're able to move the table around pretty freely. The two wheels on here lock. It also has four wheels that don't lock, but the two wheels on here do lock. And the best part about this table, which really, really drew my attention to it, is the storage underneath the bottom. So it has two storage shelves under the bottom. One is open and the other is like a boxy type shelving. So it really makes it easy to store the items that you use the most frequently at your crafting table. So that is really good. There are a couple of drawbacks, and not too much, but just one. Because it is height adjustable, you do have to adjust the height of the table before you really assemble it. So it's not a table where you're able to adjust it once it's already put together. You have to kind of adjust it before you put it together, or rather before you stand it up completely. So right now my table, I think, is a little bit too high for me. I may pull it down one more notch, but to do that, I need to flip the table over. And I need to go and get my electric screwdriver and take some of the screws out to shorten those legs a little bit. It's not a bad thing, but it's kind of inconvenient because it does take a lot to flip the table over and do all that with the screws. So that's one thing to know. Lots of screws. Lots and lots of screws, but that's not necessarily a drawback, because if you have like an electric screwdriver or a drill, it'll make the assembly go by a lot quicker. And my cutting mats, actually, they hang off the edge of my table just a little bit. I don't know how much I like that. I thought when I sized this table for my room and my mats that they fit perfectly, but for some reason they did not fit perfectly on my table. But I can at some point, maybe later, consider getting a customizable mat for my table. That way I don't have to worry about the edge of the mat hanging off on one side. But again, it's just by 1 inch, so it's not a whole lot of space, to have to deal with that. So this is a really, really great table. I do like it. The one drawback, another drawback I would say, really as it relates to my old table, is my old table, I could use it as a cutting surface and also a ironing surface, because I had batting under it. I don't have that now, so I'll have to figure out if I want to invest in maybe a ironing mat to put on the table, or if I want to make sure that I keep my ironing board up and ready, or if I want to use my tabletop ironing board, which I do have in my closet. So I'll have to figure out what I want to do in terms of being able to quickly iron as I'm also sewing. Yeah, so that was my table. And unfortunately, when I went online to look this table up today, this particular table is not available on Amazon right now. However, they do have one very, very, very similar. And it's actually called the Sew Ready Hobby and Cutting Table. And the only difference, I tell you, when you look at the table, it looks the exact same. The only difference with this table is that it doesn't have the wide open shelving. It only has the under storage shelf, the open shelf, but then it has two mesh baskets that will actually replace the open shelf that I have on my table. So the only difference is, instead of having an open shelving or the long shelving under the bottom, you have two mesh bins. So other than that, this table I'm very happy with. I love it. It saved me a lot of space in my room now. I am able to freely walk around all sides of my table. I love the fact that it's mobile, and I am storing my pattern weights under the bottom and my pattern tracing items under the bottom right now. And I'm just really happy with my table. So yeah, I wanted to just kind of encourage someone, or give you guys some ideas for how you might want to think about your cutting space or your hobby, your DIY space in your dedicated room or space. So yeah, I hope that this is very helpful to someone, and I do want to thank you for watching. And until we come together again, God bless.